So my name is Nick Jann. I'm here with the Alliance Française, speaking with Sylvie Ohayon, writer and director of Haute Couture. And I would like to thank PJFM for making this interview possible. So, Sylvie, as you wrote and directed this film, when I watched it, it felt like a story that the creator had some sort of personal connection to. What is your personal experience with this film, and what inspired you to write it?
The inspiration comes from the fact that I really love my country. I really hate the French bashing made by the French, by the way, mostly. And
Okay.
and I wanted to, to give a tribute to those hidden persons that work in the shadow to build and to the magnificence of haute couture as the food as well. Or I want to make another movie about the food as well, but it's complicated in French because there's so many movies about it. Anyway, and I wanted to, because I come from the suburb of Paris. I was raised in the 93, donc in the bad suburb, as they can say here. And I come from a very poor family, and my grandfather in Tunisia, because I'm the grandchild of an immigrant. He used to make clothing for the people in North Tunisia. And when he arrived in France, he has to change his job and try to work for the rich family, painting the walls and the apartments of the rich family of Paris. And I saw him talking to me about the couture and the sewing, the stuff that he used to make, the clothing that he used to make for the people, and that made him very happy, very proud of himself in Tunisia. And it was not the case in Paris. So I just wanted to give a tribute to those people that they don't make a lot of money, and they make with their hands dresses that cost like sometimes they can cost like 4,100 euros. And for during the shooting, we had one dress. It cost like 500,000 euros.
Oh my goodness.
Dress. And we had two bodyguards for a dress during the shoot. So I was wow. And you speak with those ladies, because most of them are ladies. There is some men, but not that much. And they tell you, I'm really proud. And I said, you don't jealous that not wearing that clothing? Oh no, I don't care. I do it in my house, because we can buy the fabrics, the rest of the fabrics. And so no, never mind. And you make only 2,000 euros per month. And yeah, but I'm very proud, because the dress I've made with my hands is traveling all over the world, and we can see it on the magazines and everything. So they're very proud. They're very okay with that.
Well, so that was something that struck me during the film, is these, their job is to create these incredibly beautiful, incredibly perfect objects of art. I mean, it's a craft, but it's an art.
Yeah,
but it's not something that they get to keep, right? They have to give it away. So do you identify with that at all as an artist, where you're creating something and then sort of sharing it with everyone? Like
they never said, because I've talked with a lot of sewer people, or those wonderful ladies, and they're very quiet about this issue. I mean, I said, you are the artist, because it's easy to make a drawing. It's not easy to make the dress exist. And they said, no, the most difficult thing is to have the idea of the dress. And we don't have this idea. We only how do you say, the people that build the buildings. We don't draw the building. We don't know how to draw a building, but we know how to put the stuff to make the building happen. And it's the same with the clothing, with the dresses. So they're very, not shy, but very comment on dit en français? Even in French, I don't have the word. I'm sorry. When you don't, you are not selfish. You are not.
Selfless, you could say, sort of. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. No self-love. No. They are not proud of being the part of the process, but they're proud to see the people happy wearing the dress on the which they had work on it.
Right.
You see what I mean?
Sure. And how would you compare that creative process of creating the dress and the collaborative effort, all the people working together that goes into that, with the process of making a film?
The process is that we have in France a lot of artisans that are very, very good in their job, and they work a lot until then. I mean, the big houses, the fashion houses in France, they put a lot of money by keeping those jobs that are able to disappear right now. They put a lot of money to form the people and the young ladies and stuff. And but they don't consider themselves as an artist.
Okay.
They're just experts
Right.
in a small part. So they said, okay, I'm expert with the silk fabric. I'm expert in making the patronage, the draw. I mean, not the drawing of the dress, but you know the plans. You know the plans. They draw the plans to make the dress exist. So each one has its part. As in the movie industry, you know, when you make a movie, there's a lot of very talented people, but they said, no, it's not my film. You know, I'm just helping the director to make it happen. But
Right.
I can, you see what I mean? So it's like an orchestra. You have the chief, of the orchestra, and they are all the musicians, and they are all musicians
Right.
making the
So
melody, and the dress is the melody.
sure. That's lovely. So you mentioned you grew up in the suburbs, in the Paris suburbs, and then our protagonist Jade, she's also from the suburbs and sort of dealing with coming into Paris proper and the various tensions that exist there, right? The tensions between
Yeah,
immigrants
out
and
and in and out. In Paris, it's exactly. I don't know if it's the same in the big cities in the US, but in France, you have you're out of the city or you're inside the city. And
okay.
in Paris, you're out in the city, even it's 1 kilometer from the city. You're
Wow.
very, very far from Paris.
Okay.
So it's my life. You know, I used to grow up then. When I was 26, I started to work in advertising, and I made a lot of money, so I could buy an apartment in Paris. And I don't know if you can show me, if I open my window, my dream was to see the Eiffel Tower. You see?
Oh my goodness.
Voilà.
That's lovely.
Voilà. That was my dream as a young lady.
Wow.
And as Michelle Yeoh said last night at the Oscars, there's never let anybody tell you that your dream is too big. My dream was, I was in a very, very bad area. La Courneuve, it's the worst you can find in France, the worst. It's
Sure.
very famous at the newspaper and everything. And I was a young lady. I was like 14 years old, and I was telling to my friend, one day I will live just in front the Eiffel Tower on my window. So well, how do you going to do that? We're in France. It's free to go to school. So I'm going to work a lot, make a lot of diploma. That's what I did. And then I'm going to make money, and I'm going to be a child of the Republic, the French Republic. And my first movie, I dedicate my first movie to the kids of the French Republic, because as I told you previously, I'm very proud to be French.
Sure. Yeah. So do you think it's possible to tell a story about a place like Paris without addressing things like that? The tension between all those different people, the different socioeconomic classes, different backgrounds. Like, I think that's a big part of the film, and it seems like it's important for you in telling that story to acknowledge those differences and the tensions.
Yeah, of course. Paris is a very snob city. It's beautiful, so you have to be at the level. You have to dress up as a Parisian, and you have, there is a lot of codes, but I don't care. I have all the Chanel clothing here in my house. I bought everything at Dior, at Chanel, but I'm always wearing a jean or a legging and a pair of sneakers, and that's it, and a sweater from H&M. So it's because my roots. I coming up. It means that I don't care about have the signal of yeah, I'm in. I'm from Paris. I made money. You can see it on my clothing. I don't care. I'm 53, 52 and a half, and now I don't care anymore. I just want to be cool. I don't care about what people are gonna think about me, gonna say about me. You know, I love my life. I do my job, and I left behind me that stuff that to be the part of Parisian life, you have to look like a Parisian.
Okay. So I was, one of the things that I really enjoyed in the film was the opening sequence. It was a great example of just kind of visual storytelling, right? We're meeting everyone. We're seeing the contrast between, you know, the atelier and sort of, you know, uppermost Paris and then the suburbs. And one of the things that is the through line, you know, for us during that entire sequence is the pop song that is first playing on the radio, and it's sort of, or playing, you know, not diegetically, like as atmosphere for the film, and then ultimately they're performing it, you know, in the subway with the guitar. Could you take me through that scene a little bit, but also tell me, is there a specific significance to you with that song selection?
Oh yeah, oh
Okay.
yeah, oh yes, because it's Jean-Jacques Goldman. I know
Yep.
not very famous in the US, but he's very, very famous in France. It's the most popular person in France, actually.
Okay.
And when I was a young lady, he wrote a song. It was written for me. You know, it was like one day I'm going to read all the books. So I cannot show me all my apartment because I have 3 kids around, but there's like 1,000 of books here. So you can see a bit here. There's a lot of books everywhere here.
Yes.
The apartment is very big. And I read the book, I work at school, and that song said that I can be a robber, I can steal people, but I prefer to go to school, I prefer to learn, and then I'm going to make my life happen. And this song, I was, wow, damn. And one day I met Jean-Jacques Goldman, and I said, okay, he said, I read a book, your first book, and it was amazing. I was crying all the time. So please ask me anything you want, and I'll do it for you. And I said, what? Okay, you're gonna rewrite this song, this famous song, for my first movie. And he did it. And
Oh
everybody wanted to buy the record, and they called me, where can I find this record? And Jean-Jacques told me, please, the only thing I ask you, you never sell the song. And I said, you have my word, you know, you have my word, no problem. Then for my second movie, it was an evidence that the movie has to start with the song of Jean-Jacques Goldman talking about those ladies that live alone in their apartment, no life, nothing, everything is very, you know, square. There's no surprise and everything. It's the life of Esther. And to end with this, just to let you know that Esther is a big part of my personality because I'm very square, very straight. And Jade, it's the old me, the youngest me, the youngest
Sure.
Sylvie, and Esther is the oldest Sylvie. But I think I'm funniest a bit more.
So the idea of, you know, that Esther is sort of facing, you know, being forced to retire and give up this thing that like gives her purpose and gives her identity, is that something that you know, did that touch a nerve with you personally, the idea of not being able to do this thing that sort of gives you such meaning, like with her was the dressmaking?
Well, no, as I told you previously, it's just that I have a lot of respect for this kind of person.
Sure.
They don't talk. They don't talk much. They don't talk too much. They don't, you know, they don't scream at life, and they're just making their work every day, as my grandfather used to do.
Sure. Well, Sylvie, thank you so much for speaking with me and telling me a little
Thank
bit about
you.
the film and helping us to think about it a bit more. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. I can't see you anymore, but I thank you.
It's my pleasure. Thank you so much.
Bye, bye, bye.